All right, y'all. It's another astrology video. I got you with the ox. So, the ox. What are the traits of the ox? In general, all five types of oxen have this kind of, trait because it defines the characteristics of oxen. Ox. They have diligence. They have dependability. They have strength. They have determination. They work hard for what they get in this life. They do. Even if you don't see it or get it, they had to, grind so much to get there. They might have had to, talk a lot more. They might have had to, and like that's also something that these authors, not all of them are the best communicators, and they still like, get good at like learning communication, learning, this, learning that, learning, you know, increasing their EQ if they, struggle with that. If they struggle with something, they learn and they fix it and they, do what is necessary to get the job done. And that's how these people are, right? Now we got specific years for specific types. So we have the white ox. These people were born from February 15th, 1961 to February 4th, 1962, and they're of the white ox variety, or the metal ox. The black ox, born from February 3rd, 1973 to January 22nd, 1974. These are the black oxen. They are the water ox. We have the green oxen, which appear 12 years later. The dates are from February 19th, 1985 to February 8th, 1986. And these are the green oxen, or the wood ox. We have the red oxen, which are a bit older than me. They were born from February 7th, 1997 to January 27th, 1998. And these are the red ox. These are the fire oxen. And last but not least, we have the brown ox, born from January 26, 2009 to February 13th, 2010. And these are the earth oxen. Now, what characteristics do each one of these oxen have to distinguish them from one another? There's five types. So, like, besides just like physical looks and other things. So these older oxen, right? Born in the 60s, right? Most of them in 61, right? These white ox, these metal oxen, they have hard work ethic. They believe in that shit. They stay busy and they're typically popular amongst their friends. They know him. They're like, oh, that's so and so when he's doing that, and he's one of those guys who's always busy and shit. And when we're together, it's just the best time. But he's not always around, or she's not always around. And that's how those people are, right? They like to actually do that shit, right? Now we got the black oxen. These ones were the ones born in the 70s. Most of them born in 73. So they're also hardworking, ambitious, tenacious people, right? They're more emotional, right? Because they're the black oxen, water. So they have to be able to handle those, emotional, moments in life. And they do. They have a sense of justice to them, right? and they are great at observing situations. They have great observational skills. They can see what's been going on. You don't even have to like really bring that up. They might even be the ones to bring it up, depending on other things. Right? They are aware of what's going on around them. So we got the green ox next. So the green ox, what do these people do? How do they move? They're a little restless, decisive, straightforward, and to the point. These green oxen, born in the 1985, most of them. These people, you know, they they might be restless, decisive, and straightforward, but they're also willing to defend the weak. They look out for weaker animals out there. You people who have weak stems, because I'll talk about that too eventually. But you people who are weaker and other things, they might step forward, and because they just don't like seeing people who are weaker or you know going through it or whatever being stepped on or anything like that. They just don't like people who put other people down, so they're gonna be like, hey, you know don't do that and other things. The red oxen, most of these people were born in 97. They're a bit short-sighted, selfish, which selfishness ain't always a bad thing, all right, but it can be. And narrow-mindedness, impersonable but also very practical people, right? They like to get to it, get things done, make that shit happen. Might be selfish, might be short-sighted. They still have that let's get this taken care of attitude. And last but not least, these youngins born in 2009, most of them, they're honest, prudent, and have a strong sense of responsibility. These ones do. Now, it might not seem that way now because they're young, but give it a couple, 10 years, 20 years, you'll see people become some things, man. Older people watching this are like, well, you always say, no, I just give you the facts. Those kids will, grow up and do other things, or they won't. But, those are the qualities: honesty, prudency, and, strong sense of responsibility to themselves and others, their workplace and all that stuff, man. When it comes to careers, this is what, is recommended. Now, this is not what you should, like, do, but this is where you could, see a lot of, progress, or, you could feel like you're, doing the right kind of career for yourself. You could become a doctor. You could become a social worker. You could become a teacher or a government worker. Military. You can do that. You could become a lawyer or even an office worker. You know, hard work. You know, almost seriousness towards that kind of thing. These jobs require that kind of thing. You know, now I have some luck and unluck for you. So the lucky parts are that you, as an ox, your lucky numbers are 1 and 4, and you can throw 9 in there too. Those three numbers are your lucky numbers. Your lucky colors are white, yellow, and green. Lucky flowers being tulips and peach blossoms. So you people who have gardens can plant those flowers or be around that shit. Days of luck in the month: the 13th, the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th. Lucky directions: north, south, and southeast are the lucky directions. North, south, and southeast. The lucky months are the 7th lunar month, which include these dates: July 23rd to August 23rd. And then also the 9th lunar month, which is September 23rd to October 23rd. And these are your lucky months. So remember those dates. Unlucky things about an ox. So watch out for this. Do not have this, right? Unlucky numbers are 5 and 6. All right. The unlucky colors are blue. Blue is one of your unlucky colors. That's the one, right? So don't wear it. Unlucky direction is southwest. And your unlucky months are the 4th lunar month, which is April 20th to May 21st. And then the 11th lunar month, which is November 22nd to December 22nd. And those are your unluckies. You guys be cool, calm the corner, and understand this too. You gotta look at that was mostly for the year, but you have a day pillar too. So you have a day pillar with you could be born on the day of the ox, so you're ox too, with the element that's attached to it. So any of those traits from these types of oxen, that applies to you if you were born on the day, like your day pillar is an ox. It applies to you. This video applies to you. Year, month, day. If you know them already, still watch this video because I told you the unlucky things and the career and all of that. You also can get a natal reading from me. That's $300 cash. That's your Chinese astrology, Western astrology, Vedic astrology, Native American astrology, and numerology reading, all for $300 cash or $350 if you use other methods, right, to pay me. But all I need is your full name, date of birth, place of birth, and time of birth. Email me. My email is in my description. Be cool, call in the corner, and watch this video if you're an ox. Born the year of the ox, or know of your pillars and want to see what's up, or somebody weird.